Good afternoon. This music is great. It's uplifting, and thank you for lifting our spirits. I'm going to call him Coach Kamb because that's how he was known by so many in a loving way. And I want us to turn the clock back a bit to 1964, right? Which is 10 years after Coach Kamb started his teaching career at Roosevelt Junior High School, and 9 years after he started teaching at Harry L's when it first reopened as a high school. And that was the year that Coach Kamb led the Harry L's High basketball team to an upset win over San Francisco's Sacred High School to victory in the Northern California Tournament of Champions. Some of you remember that? It was the only Tournament of Champion win for Harry L's during its history. But I think that basketball season and that championship exemplifies the meaningful and amazing career of Coach Kamb, because it exemplified his commitment to helping his students achieve at levels beyond their expectation. His commitment to the growth of his students, his commitment to the physical, emotional, and mental health of young people, and his support of his students' academic success, and his support of his fellow colleagues. That's why we're all here today, to honor Coach Kamb's long career as an educator, a coach, an administrator, a health professional, a community leader for nearly 70 years. A life that's worth remembering and honoring. So I want to first start by offering my condolences, really on my behalf as a family member and on behalf of Contra Costa County, but mostly myself as a friend of the family. Especially his wife, Margaret, who can't be here today, and his children, Nancy and Carl. You know you had an amazing father who touched thousands of lives. I know you already know this, but I always heard stories from former students about Coach Kamb. How he made a difference in their lives, how he inspired them to be healthy, to achieve, to be a team player, and to respect others. In fact, just recently I attended a celebration of life for Coach Randy Enos, who was of course a student also at Harry L's and Kennedy while Coach Kamb was there, and went on to become an administrator and school board member. And I heard at that gathering a couple of weeks ago fondness and stories about Coach Kamb. It was the same assembly of the Kennedy family, and there was side conversations about Coach Kamb. I first met Coach Kamb when I was 9 years old because my father would take me to Kennedy High School the first year it opened, where he was a teacher in 1967. I remember meeting Coach Kamb, Coach Tognolini, some other individuals there at the time, because my father taught at L's the last year that it was open in 66, 67, and then was among those group of teachers, along with Coach Kamb, who moved over to Kennedy High School in 1967, 68. An amazing group of teachers and students, just a wonderful time. And I feel my father and Coach Kamb had some aligned careers. They were both born in 1928, and their times overlapped. But I especially also appreciated, my father had developed a visual handicap, and Coach Kamb would help him out occasionally, and we became friends. And I know they shared stories about students, and I would want to express appreciation to the help he also provided my father during those years at Kennedy High School. And I know the highlight of Coach Kamb's career was when he went back to become the principal of Richmond High School. Right? The high school he attended, where he was a star baseball pitcher, and where he graduated. And he was the first principal to have graduated from Richmond High. So the first principal who went on to lead that school who had graduated there. Imagine how satisfying and meaningful that was to Coach Kamb. Coach Kamb brought passion, dedication, and kindness to all his various roles over the years, whether it was a role as an athlete, a teacher, a counselor, a dean, a vice principal, a coach, a physical therapist, a community leader, and a family man. And you know, Coach Kamb didn't need to say a lot of words to have an impact on others, right? He was always direct and every word counted. I had a chance to have lunch with Coach Kamb almost weekly and to work with him on community service projects when we were both in the Richmond Exchange Club back in the 1980s and 90s. And he always brought a positive attitude, a can-do attitude, and a good sense of humor to our lunches and to the projects we worked on. For him, it was always about service to others. So Coach Kamb represents the best of us, the best of our educators and public servants here in our community. And he had a full life. And the thousands of his former students over the decade are his legacy. He lives on through their work, through their lives, and their contributions to the community. How many of you were colleagues or former students of Coach Kamb? So he lives on through all of you in the ways that he influenced our lives. And I want us to sort of think that even though we've lost a great educator, coach, and community leader, his memory lives on. So let's remember that championship season, that championship game in 1964, where he inspired his team to achieve at their highest level. Because I know that was Coach Kamb's goal, was for us to achieve at our highest level, our highest potential, and to be healthy in mind, body, and spirit. He always believed that. In his work as a physical therapist, I think demonstrated how he felt the whole body was important. And he had faith in all of us to be our best. So thank you for being here to help celebrate Coach Kamb's well-lived life of 93 years.